The biggest fear keeping most homeowners completely frozen in today's market is the terrifying thought of selling their home and having nowhere to go. If you're planning a move in the next 6 to 12 months, you're likely staring at a classic chicken and egg problem. Do you put your house on the market first and risk being homeless if you can't find a replacement? Or do you start shopping first and risk carrying 2 massive mortgage payments at the same time? Taking the wrong step in a highly competitive market isn't just stressful, it can completely destroy your negotiation leverage before you even find your next home. This single piece of the puzzle is the number one reason homeowners postpone their plans, especially in high-demand areas like Ridgewood, Glen Rock, or right here in Oakland. I hear it all the time. Yes, I'd love to move, but where am I going? Because our local inventory is so tight, you can't look at buying and selling as 2 entirely separate events. You have to treat them as one single, coordinated, strategic move. The truth is, entering today's market with a traditional contract that says you'll buy a home only if your current one sells puts you in an incredibly weak position. Most North Jersey sellers will reject that immediately. Here's the real source of the friction. Most people assume their only choices are the 2 extremes, selling first and moving into a temporary rental, or buying first and praying their old home sells overnight. That belief causes an enormous amount of unnecessary anxiety for your family. What you actually need to look at is what you can do to protect your timeline. In a seller's market, you hold a massive amount of leverage when your home goes under contract. You can actually use that leverage to dictate the exact timing of your departure. Here's the trick that completely changes the game for sellers. You don't have to pack your bags the moment you accept an offer on your current home, although it can't hurt to get a head start. In today's market, we can often structure a sale with a post-closing occupancy agreement, or what we call a leaseback agreement. This means you close on the sale of your home, get your cash in hand, and continue living in the house as a temporary tenant for a short, predetermined period of time. This simple strategy turns you into a powerful cashback buyer and provides the exact window you need to secure your next property without settling. Maybe not the exact window, but a little extra time. You can add that in too. If you're trying to juggle selling and buying over the next 6 to 12 months, we need to map out a structured timeline that protects your family while keeping your future options open. I once worked with a family who desperately needed to upsize but refused to list their house because they were horrified at the thought of being forced into short-term housing. Instead of rushing them to market, we listed their home with an explicit clause stating the sale was contingent upon the seller finding suitable housing. Because demand in North Jersey is so strong, we secured a perfect buyer who agreed to a 60-day closing timeline followed by a 30-day leaseback. That 3-month runway gave my clients some extra peace of mind and let them transition directly from one closing table to the next without packing a single moving truck twice. The fear of being stranded vanishes the second you realize that when there's a will, there's a way, and in this case, a negotiation. You hold the asset that everyone wants, a quality home in a desirable neighborhood. It's your home, and in this market, you still have the upper hand. You can still dictate the pace of your move. You don't need to guess where you'll live next. You just need a guide who knows how to build a protective wall around your family's transition. Here's the bottom line. Stop letting confusion keep you from making a move that makes financial and personal sense for your family. You don't have to choose between financial risk and temporary housing when you have the data and the right strategy on your side. Before you make any major decisions or assume you're stuck, let's sit down and map out a customized, step-by-step plan for your specific move so you can hang on to your leverage, your sanity, and your options.